Now call to the stand Mr. Herman Schliverbobo, also known as Gulliver Dock, also known as the Velvet Bulge.
Quiet. Let me remind everyone again how I run a courtroom. I run a courtroom where I can hear this. I realize there are celebrities involved in this case, but the proper place for hoopla is the ice-capades and cat shows. Not in my temple of justice. Mr. Dark, will you step forward and please button 2 more buttons on your shirt?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but this shirt has no buttons. None of my shirts do.
Well, then, can you just adjust it so we can't tell whether you're an innie or an outie?
Certainly, Your Honor.
No murmuring.
I apologize, Your Honor. It's just that after years in the public eye, I can no more conceal my animal sexuality than a black robe can conceal a real woman.
I thought she said no murmuring.
Mr. Gruen, would you like to spend the rest of the trial in leg irons so tight that they pucker your skin into those little red robes?
No, I wouldn't, Your Honor.
Proceed, counselor. And may I remind you, you are still under oath.
Mr. Dock, could you tell the court how much money you made as a performing and recording artist during the past 15 years?
I'd rather not.
Why not?
It's embarrassing. I mean, in relation to a school teacher or a social worker or a clergyman, it might seem like an awful lot of money.
That's okay.
89 million plus change.
And how much of this money were you able to save and retain?
Through prudent planning, good investments, and finding a nice, inexpensive place for my mother to live, I was able to build the equity to $124 million.
I will permit one murmur. Wow! All right, that's enough.
4 years ago, you signed the power of attorney over to Mr. Gruen for his services as business manager, giving him absolute control of your finances?
Yes, I did. God in heaven, please help me, I did.
And can you tell the court how much of that money you have left today?
18 grand.
Why, Mr.
Excuse me, yes, sorry.
Are you all right? Mr. Dock, when you signed the power of attorney, what was your state of mind?
Well, I was drunk as a Las Vegas headliner being fed liquor by a crooked business manager.
Thank you, Mr. Dock. No further questions.
Any questions from the defense?
There's just one question, Your Honor. Mr. Dock, claim you were drunk when you signed the power of attorney. I hope there was someone else in the room to verify this ridiculous statement.
Just myself, Mr. Gruen, and his wife, Bonita.
No further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Dark. You may undulate down now.
I now call... I now call Benita Carlisle Gruen to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, as I have done proudly and unequivocally, without faltering, to the best of my ability, all my life, and will continue to do so, so help me God.
I must say, as an oath buff, you really did that beautifully.
Thank you, Your Honor. It comes naturally. I'm British.
Could you tell us when you first met the defendant?
I was delivering a paper on the Keynesian curve at an economic conference in Brussels when Mr. Gruen approached me with some extremely probing questions. We had dinner, then after dinner, more probing. Charles returned to America. Our relationship deepened through faxes and modems until we reached the point where Charles flew to London and proposed. It was with great pride that I accepted. We were subsequently married, and I sold my flat in St. John's Wood and bought us a home in Toluca Lake, California. And I stand here now, still proud to be Mrs. Charles Gruen.
That's very touching. But are you also proud to be Mrs. William Norton?
I beg your pardon?
That's one of the 3 names that he used. Would you like me to elaborate?
No. When a passing carriage splatters your skirt with mud, you don't examine the filth, you just brush it off.
You have an admirable regard for the defendant.
Yes. I love him. In the words of Ernest Dowson, they are not long, the days of wine and roses. Out of a dream, a misty dream, our path emerges for a while, then closes within a dream.
Ditto for me, doll.
Quiet.
Now, Mrs. Gruen, were you in the room with your husband and Gulliver Dark when he signed the power of attorney, Exhibit B?
Yes, I was.
And did Mr. Gruen use liquor to cloud Mr. Dark's judgment?
As you should know, sir, because of the spousal immunity law, I cannot be compelled to testify against my husband as his wife.
That's right. That's absolutely right. A wife cannot be compelled to testify against her husband in court. That is true. So I now submit Exhibit C, D, and E, showing that your husband is actually married to Ida Kamen of North Hollywood, California. A woman who, in fact, remains the legal spouse of Mr. Gruen. Therefore, Your Honor, I ask a ruling that she be compelled to testify against this man as he is not legally her husband.
Poor kid. The evidence is clear. The witness will answer the question.
Charles, is this true?
Oh.
You see, it's not true. It's not true.
Answer the question, my dear.
Must I? Is there finally no shelter? Finally no privacy? Finally no decency?
Sorry, no.
Was there any indication that Mr. Gruen used alcohol to impair Mr. Dark's judgment so he would sign the power of attorney?
You must answer.
Well, it might seem so if Charles's comment were taken out of context.
Oh, and what comment was that?
He said, let's get him drunk as a skunk, have him sign the thing, then turn him upside down and shake him till the last dime jingles out of his shorts. But that was just Charles's sense of humor, and, why don't you ask me about the man who cradles me in his arms at eventide in Toluca Lake?
No further questions, Your Honor?
Your Honor, given this testimony, we change our plea to guilty. We ask the mercy of the court.
No leniency is indicated. We'll convene tomorrow to sentence him to the full extent of the law. The bailiff will place the defendant in custody.
All rise.
So long, everybody.
I'm sorry, Benita. I'm sorry I lied about our marriage.
Oh, don't take it from me. Don't take it from me.
Goodbye. I love you. Would you get in touch with her?
Wait a minute, you can't take him. What are you going to put him in jail? I'll never get my money back.
Sorry.
But you can't do this to me. You ought to make him at least work a little until he pays back some of the money he stole from me.
Take him away. I love him.
Don't take him away. I hate him. I hate him.
The night is bitter. The stars have lost their glitter.
The wind grows colder, and suddenly you're older, and all because of the man that got
away. No more his eager call. The writings on the wall. The dreams you dreamed have all gone astray. The man that won you has run off and undone you.
That great beginning has seen its final inning. Don't know what happened.
It's all a crazy game. No more that old-time thrill, for you've been through the mill,
And never any love will be the
The
same.
road gets rougher, it's lonelier and tougher. With hope you burn up, tomorrow he may turn up. There's just no let up, the live long night and day. Ever since this world began, there's nothing sadder than a one-man woman.
A lost loser.
Looking for the man that God